Hello and welcome to the openSAP SAP Business Warehouse powered by SAP HANA course. My name is Mark Hartz. I'm member of the product management of SAP HANA, and I'm focusing there on SAP BW as a product and the whole topic data warehousing itself.
My name is Ulrich Christ. I'm a colleague of Mark, and we are very happy to guide you through this 4-week course about SAP BW on HANA. The course will have 6 units each week. After each unit, we'll have a self-test. After each week, we'll have a weekly assignment for you. And at the end of the course, we'll have a final exam for you.
Right, so the course is, I think we have many interesting topics in there. It's basically built in a way that everybody should be able to follow the course. The pre-BW knowledge is definitely a plus, but we will also guide you through the main concepts, the main ideas of BW, also as a common starting point, which was, by the way, also for us interesting again to go over the very basics and foundations. Okay, so
let's get started.
I think we can get started with week 1, and we start. So no worries, we will go deeper after this unit, but we will definitely start with the what is BW again? What is the product doing? And the answer is SAP BW is basically our data warehousing application. So it's the SAP application for data warehousing. Means we are adding in BW services on top of a database and services to build a whole data warehouse. And especially for this course, we will show you these services on the example of SAP HANA.
Yeah. Maybe let's have a quick look at the services which Mark was mentioning. One very central thing is modeling. So you're modeling a lot of different objects in a data warehouse environment. You're modeling analytic reports. You're modeling the data foundation for analytic reports. In BW, that's typically master data and transaction data. Very important is also the ETL part. That's the extract, load, and transform from source systems, but also within the data warehouse to prepare the data for the analytic reports. Then a very important thing is, of course, the OLAP functionality, which allows you to run the reports on top of the data which you have prepared.
So this is basically everything what deals with the analytic view on top of the data. So the data warehouse, and like you mentioned, we have the services there. We bring up the data from several sources, like indicated in our graphic here, and then the services are harmonizing the data. This analytical functionality comes on top, and then we do have a possibility to create, for instance, corporate reporting.
One thing which is also very important as a service here is that obviously you want to automate all of this stuff. So you want to automate and schedule the loading processes, all this kind of things. So you need scheduling and monitoring in order to detect errors and correct errors. That's a very important aspect. Lifecycle management is also a very important aspect in 2 ways. It's about data lifecycle management, but it's also about lifecycle management of your data models. So whenever you change your data models, you have to make sure that you bring things from your development environment into a production environment in a correct way. All this is handled by BW in an integrated way, so that each of these services is aware of all the relevant services around it, and changes in one of the areas kind of affect the other areas automatically.
These services will also guide us through this week 1, so we will get back to them later. Yeah. But for now, let's just recap also a bit about BW, and especially powered by SAP HANA. So BW itself is a very long standing product in the market. So we have very strong installed base. We have 14 to 15,000 customers running their data warehouse with BW on a database. And like we said, BW was, I think, 3 years ago, one of the first applications which were optimized, which were powered by SAP HANA. And this is exactly our driver here. Since we had the HANA underneath the SAP BW, we had a lot of customer demands and a lot of questions. So it's an amazing time since HANA is there. And therefore, let's have a look what is different compared to a traditional environment. And it's basically the main guiding principle during this course will also be that many of the services where we have a certain functionality behind will be pushed down natively to SAP HANA to run there in memory optimized and in a special way.
Maybe it's important to mention why we did not do this before. We did not have the chance to optimize in such a way because we were supporting, and we are still supporting many other databases, which are always each of them is a little bit different in certain areas. So there's a common standard, of course, which on which BW resides, but we can't really optimize on specific platforms in a highly integrated way. There are some optimizations, obviously, but with SAP HANA we can go much further. That's the whole point about this, this picture.
And this is how we then achieve this excellent performance in reporting and data loading. But I think you all are aware of that HANA delivers a certain performance, and that's we will show this in the course, but our main driver is that HANA was also introducing a lot of simplification in BW. So you will see ways and concepts in this course how we, in an agile way, build data models with a reduced amount of layers. This was in the past very also painful for a lot of customers. And this is exactly where we would like to go deeper into in this course. And so the course will basically consist of the mentioned 4 weeks already. We are right now on the introduction. And then we are basically focusing on every important task with BW, and especially the optimization and the key aspects with SAP HANA. So in the next week, we will take a look about how can you get data into BW, what are the new ways. For example, one really interesting part is there the real-time replication into SAP BW. In the next chapter, in the third week, we will then focus on how you can build data models in BW with SAP HANA as database, which is completely new.
Also interesting to see that, of course, we will also show you how to combine BW modeling with HANA native modeling.
Right, that's
a very important aspect.
Yeah, that's one key aspect, which then goes along in reporting, and we will do an end-to-end process and end up with the planning process. This whole process is supported by a demonstration model. So we will use the e-procurement management model, which comes with which every NetWeaver installation. This model consists out of several tables and is representing in fictive company.
Fictitious sales company which sells hardware. In this example, you should imagine, or you should think of this company as a global player which has subsidiaries in many countries. So you probably have a lot of different source systems which you want to integrate into one consolidated and harmonized data view, data warehouse. I think in the next slide we will already see some details of the data model which we're interested in. The data model itself is actually much bigger and has much more details. We are going to focus on the sales part. So here you see, for example, the sales order header tables and the sales order item tables, and you see the relevant master data, which is the business partner, basically the customer or the provider of the hardware which we are selling. We also have the product, and we have invoice data as well. And if you look at these tables, as Mark mentioned earlier, this is delivered with every NetWeaver instance. So if you have one, if you get one on the web, you will find these tables in your NetWeaver.
And the interesting part is, and this is what we are leveraging there as well, there is a huge and really good and mature infrastructure around these tables and models. So there is a generator for data. So our data will be sample data created by this model. And this is very interesting. And the whole story of this open SAP course is really that based on this EPM model, we will demonstrate how you would build now an analytic model with SAP BW powered by SAP HANA and all the new concepts. And our latest release in SAP BW was 7.4, where we introduced a lot of SAP HANA specific things. And we will show you after each chapter the demonstrations in the systems, what you can do with all of this features. So this is mainly the main driver.
So everything is going to be based on the e-procurement model. We'll show you in each of the units some overview slides and maybe give you some overview of the whole concepts. And then we'll always show you a system demonstration to really get hands-on. And as we said, if you have a system of your own, you can work through the exercises yourself as well.
But this is a good point, system of your own. So you will have the chance.
That's why I mentioned it.
You will have the chance in parallel to create an own cloud trial system for free. And in this cloud trial system, you will find our content. So the content we are showing you in this course will be available there, and the handout of this course will also include a list of all the objects, all the persistency objects and joins and stuff like that. And we are giving that to you, and you can really then work on this trial instance with the models we have introduced during the course.
For details, you can check the SAP HANA Marketplace. Maybe, since you mentioned for free, of course, nothing is for free in real life. SAP gives you the software for free for 30 days,
Right.
but you have to pay for the Amazon web
Yeah,
service.
for the web source, but it's really a few bucks, and I think it's
charged hourly, so it's really something which you can try, and if it doesn't fulfill your needs,
an
then
exercise are worth to spend this money.
of course.
Okay,
Okay, you
so
want to pass the final exam, right?
So this was, basically Unit 1. I would like to highlight that everything what we will do, again, will be based on the e-procurement model. This is really important because it's really showing the value of BW. So you will recognize that we really can show nicely all the different data warehousing services based on this model, and you can reuse it whenever you have a NetWeaver system or our trial version. The course we will start in this week also with the introduction of the key concepts of BW in general. So what is the info object, for instance, so such important things. But then we will really fast go to the HANA specifics, to the latest innovations. Okay, so the next week or the next unit will then be focusing on what or why are we doing data warehousing in general.